First time on air. Anything to say to Lawan here to get him back?
Look, bro, there are stories I could tell people about Lawan, but we'll keep those right here. I'm gonna let him live.
That's not even close.
Man, I'm a dumbass.
I'm clipping that.
Georgia's second.
Hey, Georgia also had Herschel Walker.
So smart, and my team is so dumb. My coach he looks dumb. He's a big baby. This
Dude, those graphics.
Rip is so smart.
Episode 204. Had to put a little new intro in there. Don't know if you caught Devontae on your end.
TVs and stuff.
But, yeah, that's right. We're trying new stuff here. Just me and Devontae. We're a two-man show, baby. Luka, Kyrie, but
we're not losers though.
I'm not. We're not losers. We're not. All right, we'll talk about my Celtics here in a second. We'll also do playoff breakdown. We've got JJ Redick, Lakers. We've got NFL OTAs and free agency popping off. We've got what else we got, Devontae? We got some footy action, some soccer action,
a little college World Series action.
College World Series, yeah, that's been fun to bet. That's been great. And
a few new rules, like stuff people have been keeping from the general public.
Yeah, dude.
We might have some, sources. Hashtag sources.
Can't reveal them though. Got to keep them secret. Keep them close to the vest. But yeah, going to be a great episode. I'm excited to. But before we get into all the fun stuff, we do got to talk about RIP to two legends, Mr. Willie Mays and Jerry West. Both pioneers of their games. They changed the game forever. Their imprints on it forever. Obviously, Willie Mays' impact on baseball, not just African Americans, but all of baseball, dude. He is. I mean, you look at the record book; he's all over it. And it's been, I remember the first time playing. I think it was like MLB. Might have been the first show. They had like a Legends edition. Willie Mays is my dude. I was like, yo, Willie Mays up to bat. Like I'm knocking this thing out of the park. It was awesome to play with. Obviously, didn't get to watch him in his prime, but go back as I got older, watch the film on him. Just man, incredible P's and T's to Mays family, and then Jerry West. Young cats don't know that's the NBA silhouette. That's the logo is after Jerry West, which is pretty dope. Great Lakers player and great GM. But go ahead.
They definitely can't change it. Remember when people were talking about like changing it to something else, and then people were like, they tried to say that it wasn't Jerry West, I guess, to keep from paying him or something like that. I don't know. They were trying to say it was a John Everyman, but we know the deal.
Exactly. Yeah, everybody knows that's Jerry West. Like, come on. Right? I think what was it? Cancer that took him out, or?
Yeah, I want to say it was. I mean, obviously he was up in age, but ultimately, I think it was the big C. It was interesting though, because like I know who Jerry West is just because back in the day everybody had the blue Jerry West throwback, or maybe the purple one like in the graphic, or everybody knew him as the logo. But like as far as the stories, like people started putting the stories in the interviews. Personally, I didn't even know bro talked as much as he did, and I didn't know like he was as witty and had as much of a personality as he did. He was talking about, funny enough, which is low-key kind of disrespectful. We'll get into it, but like he said JJ Redick definitely was a dog. Oh no, he wasn't. He said I don't know, basically like going to a goblin, he was like, the wolves ate the dogs, and he was a wolf or something like that. I was like, damn, he might have ate them up on that one.
Yeah.
But then with Willie Mays, like that's usually the first name you hear people say whenever like you want to be like one of the ball playing dudes, like Willie Mays, and then they Babe Ruth, and it's always Willie Mays in there. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, people argued he's the greatest living player alive. And now I guess that debate opens up because I feel like he was pretty clear cut best living player alive up until his death. And I do got to correct myself. AFib for Jerry West. That's what they're leaning towards. And then congestive heart failure for Willie Mays.
Damn.
Yeah. But 93, I think Jerry West was 88 maybe?
Just about, yeah.
Yeah.
He was like active though. That's why I was like, damn, bro. Like he just did like an interview and stuff.
Right?
He was up in the front office, still making plays as far as scouting and stuff.
Yeah. So that one kind of a shocker. Willie Mays, maybe not necessarily because he was up in age, but yeah, P's and T's with families and just legends, young guns. If you don't know who they are, go back, watch the film, watch the tape on. They're all over YouTube, man, and it's just awesome to watch. And you kind of got to know the history of the game. Let's talk about JJ Redick and the Lakers now. Before we get to my Celtics, Lakers and Redick agreed to a 4-year deal, undisclosed amount. You look at JJ Redick's playing career, collegiate and pro, not a bad resume for the guy. Look on the coaching side, he's never coached a day in his life. He's never coached college. He's never coached pros. Obviously, people are eating him up about that. It looks like him and LeBron's podcast was a whole big job interview for all year long, and landed him the job, landed him the gig. I think he'll do well. I like his brain. Obviously, I'm a Duke guy, so I have a special spot for JJ. But I do think analytically, how he looks at the game, how he had to adapt his playing from college to pros, and as he got older, I think he played 16 years. Like, yeah, he's learned the game in and out. I think he'll be a great fit. He was part of the analyst crew for I think TNT or ESPN, one of the two. He was great at that. I think he'll do great here. Shitty part is once they have a bad season, LeBron's going to turn on him, and
I feel like they won't let him have it. Like this was what I was thinking about. You know, JJ Redick and his analytics and stuff was talking about how like Jerry West played the plumbers and stuff, and Jerry West kind of ate him up and was like, "Well, you were the plumber in your era, so like, what are you talking about?" And it's like he even said it doesn't take away like how good of a player he was, but like come on now, let's get real. And it's low key a slap in the face. Like Jerry West dies, and then 2 days later, the dude that he called a plumber, who has never coached before, is coaching your team that you were still like active in, all because of a podcast. And it's like, you know, we say every day, never fight the power of a podcast. I mean, I don't know what to think about this for real, because he had a podcast by himself, because I remember like listening to it every now and then, because even Dan Dickau, if you remember him from Gonzaga and the NBA, he has a podcast. So I like sort of aligned it with his, and then all of a sudden LeBron comes up on JJ Redick. So I'm like, bro, how's that? How did that become a thing? And I think it was because when he became like an analyst and stuff, and he started being the one person that makes sense on the board. Right. And it brought him here a job. And so even interestingly enough, they fired Monty Williams for the Pistons. They still owe him $65 million. So I'm thinking, in my head, I thought like they were going to swipe JJ somehow, but you know.
Dude, I did too. Like I saw the firing, and I wanted to get Tim's comment, and I should have reached out to him. He's been busy. But like, yeah, they fired Monty Williams after a year, two at most. Like, and obviously he doesn't do well, but I feel like he was going into a dumpster fire, and you just had to try to survive it. I thought when they fired him, they're going to get JJ, like, because I felt like they had moved on from JJ. Yeah, because I think we talked about 2 weeks ago, UConn's coach Dan Hurley was going to possibly make the jump. Obviously, he turns him down. It seemed like JJ was dead. He's moving on to the next gig, or he's staying in analytics. But yeah, I think a lot of people have your feeling, but they don't know how to feel about this quite yet. Like, obviously, the podcast and his relationship with LeBron probably spearheaded this to get him there. I think it'll work out, but I'm a Duke guy, so I'm biased. So I think I'm the minority here.
But then it's like analytics can only get you so far, and now it's more so of a player league. So the salary cap is kind of hell when it comes to the Lakers, but they also get whoever they want somehow. Like the salary cap doesn't work, so we'll see how they get that to work again, like work for him.
Exactly. While we're on it, Bronny Jr. only working out for the Suns and Lakers. How do you feel about that?
Now is he past the point to where he can go back to school?
I don't think he's officially signed with an agent. I don't think. I could be wrong. Last time I checked, which was like yesterday, he hadn't signed with an agent.
that is kind of weird. Like, what do you mean by that? Like, who are you to turn down a work? Like, who is any draft player to like turn down a workout at this point? Because nobody is head above heels over anybody. So, but those two teams, it screams daddy's money. So
100%. Oh, and I stand corrected. He missed the deadline Wednesday, so he's in the draft. He can't come back.
Wow, he's all in.
He's all in, which we've talked about this before. He's not a round 1 or round 2 guys. There's only 2 rounds here. He shouldn't be drafted. I mean, look at his minutes at USC. Yeah, he had the health injury, but even when he was playing, it's not good. It's not even G League material, I don't think. But because of his name, he's going to get drafted or signed. If I'm like the other teams, fuck him. I'm not drafting him. If I'm the Lakers or Suns, why waste a pick on him? I don't understand that. I don't get it.
I guess for the
clout,
the marketing, the traction.
Yeah,
I don't know, but especially for the Suns, like you kind of already on thin ice in the West. Like you should do something to build around your best players, and it doesn't look like you're doing that.
Exactly. Well, let's talk about my Celtics. Banner 18 being hung. People bashed on the Celtics every step of the way. They had the easiest road to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
They still beat the West. They still beat the Mavs, who you looked at their resume. They had the best resume. And it was a gentleman's sweep, which, by the way, I called.
Yeah.
I don't know what else the Celtics could do. It's not like they can make the East better. They ran through the East like they were supposed to. It's not their fault Jimmy Butler got hurt. I don't think he makes that big of a difference. Maybe Miami wins 2 games to the 1. But, like, this is the best team in the league. I think it's clear cut. Oh, there goes Devontae. I think you have to give my Celtics their day. They earned this championship. It's not their fault. And they lead Vegas odds to repeat next year because people see it.
You don't think much changes in the roster or anything? Like, y'all don't lose Al or –
No, and you got to think Al came in for KP because he got hurt, you know. And think Al's great. I've ordered an Al Horford jersey after we won the championship just because I feel like I need to support Big Al. But I think
DH
yeah, hell yeah, baby, hell yeah, $18. I don't see us. We're not losing any of our starters. Al's getting up there in age. Some of our rotation players. I don't think we're losing anybody.
Not even Derek White?
No. I think he's on a contract for another year, maybe 2.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
Yeah.
What about any of the bench players like Hauser or what's brother's name? Damn. He can't the guy that y'all got from the Grizzlies?
Oh,
Xavier
Tillman. Yeah. I think he's on a contract for another year. I feel like most are signees. Danny Ainge, not Danny Ainge, but
Brad Stevens, isn't it?
Brad Stevens, yeah. He crushed these trades, and people were pissed that we trade off Marcus Smart. I was kind of mad too at first, but then you look at the contracts, you look at the rosters. Obviously, it clicked. Everything worked out for us really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
He did his homework, man. He made sure guys were going to be locked in not just for a year, but 2. He set us up for multiple championship runs. Everybody stays healthy.
Bro doesn't look like he blinks, so you know he's got to be. His mind is forever working. Like he got Butler far. Nobody had. Around our way we have Butler and Charlotte. That's all we know about Butler for real, and he took him far. And he did the same thing with the Celtics, like with a bunch of people, not necessarily a bunch of people, but 2 young guys, somehow like two back-to-back good drafts with guys that have actually panned out and have serviced the team, but also put them around some vets. You got Drew, you got KP, you got Big Al, like all that man know to do. Well, at least before he got in the league. All he knew to do was to win, so his dad was in the league. So that's a wealth of information right there already.
Oh, dude, it's a well of information. Like you can go to that every time. It's not going to empty out. Exactly. I do have to say Jason Tatum, he's corny. I love him. but he's corny, bro. Like I've got to say it. He repeats KGs. Anything is possible, but it sounds super forced. Like he was like, I'm gonna say this. Then he takes a bathroom picture, trying to be like Kobe, but make his own. He's King Corn. He's Russell Wilson of the NBA. I'm not afraid to say it.
I didn't expect this from him either, because like, you know, he was only corny just because he was a good dad, and now he's like for real social media corny. But you know, he's about to have another kid.
Yeah, dude.
With Ella May, Miss Boot Up herself. She kept it on the low and then popped out pregnant. I'm like, wow, that's how you do it. You just pop out pregnant and then like we don't see you no more, and then the baby is like 3 years old or something.
Exactly. Yeah. I saw it, what, 3 days ago, the day of the finals, and I was like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is news. Like no one's mentioned this before.
I think Jaylen Brown has like a famous girlfriend or something. Last I heard, like TikTok said his girlfriend was framed. Let me see.
Dude, Jaylen Brown has, if people don't know, he's got like the best off the court resume you could possibly have. Like he was on the chess team in college. He had an internship with NASA. Like, dude is a brainiac. And he could do much better things than play basketball, but he's finals MVP. So obviously he's doing pretty good for himself right now.
It's like he doesn't have to, but I think that's what motivates him. Like, oh, this is fun. Like I like it. You know, I'm making money to have fun. And if I wasn't doing this, the jobs that I would have to use brain power for, like I would be working, and it starts making his actual hobbies like a job, and you know, you start getting jaded and all that stuff.
Exactly. No, that's a great point. Pick'ems. Fitz ends with 8 points. He picked the Mavs. He picked 7. He picked Luka as MVP. He got nothing. You finished with 11. You called Boston, gives you 2 points, and then you called the Finals MVP Brown, which gives you 11. Big dog. I was coming in with 10 points. Got Boston with 2. Gentlemen sweep 1. And then I called Derek White, which that didn't help. But 13 points. So NBA Pick'ems champ, along with my Celtics. I'll take the crown. NHL, we'll get into a little bit later. You're asking about score goals. You had 22 goals. We're already at 32 goals.
Damn.
Yeah.
What is going on?
Dude, lots of goals, especially the last couple of games. They're going to play Friday, which we'll get into. We'll get into that here in a second. But we got to stay with NBA. Talk about the draft class. Big news from there. Obviously, Shannon Jr., he's found innocent. I think you and me kind of agreed on this. Like, the stories didn't add up about this. Like, he seemed like he was on the hook for financial aid here for this young lady. And thankfully, he's innocent. He was proving it. And I hope she has her day in a court for trying to fuck his life over. You know, it's kind of messed up.
Something like I don't know, because like we haven't heard anything. I mean, I guess supposedly it takes a while for stuff like that to happen, but I hope something happens, because you know, justice system is weird, especially when it comes to athletes, especially black athletes and stuff. So I wonder like how he's gonna power through like the draft prospect rankings, because I'm gonna be honest, like I don't know if he was like a top player to begin with.
Right.
Like I think he was there to get drafted just because he was low-key a big fish in a small pond. But like I don't know where he would fit in. Like obviously, like he's a small guard. He was basically like a 2, but he's small enough they might try to make him play 1, and I don't know how all that will work out. But all these rankings, like that's how you know it's going to be kind of weird, because all of them have been shifting.
Yeah, absolutely. And I wonder, because I think you're right. He was the big fish at Illinois. Like he was the guy. The Big Ten, let's be honest, was not great basketball minus Purdue. But also you look at it, he's a top 40 pick. I think you do take a chance on him because of his skill set. But I do think that the legal issue kind of put a lot of teams off. Hopefully it changes. You see him move up on draft boards. The guy who surprisingly leads it, Klingon from UConn, the big man.
The Klingon.
I love watching him. The back-to-back years of natties for UConn. It's been great. He's been a great centerpiece for him. just a huge athletic guy. Zach Purdy, not Zach Purdy. What's his name?
Edey. Zach
Edey. Yeah, Zach Edey. Watching those two bang out in the national championship was awesome. It was great for basketball, great for TV. I think he deserves the number one spot. I think he can do a little bit more. He's a little more agile than Edey. I like him being on number one overall.
I haven't for him to have won Player of the Year. I haven't heard shit about him. And like, there's a lot of teams that need a big man, and like his name has never, at least the sources that I'm looking at, his name has never popped up. Even for Donovan Clingan to be this at the top, because like they usually try to put foreign players we ain't heard of, but they have him going to the Hawks because apparently they're supposed to be shopping out Clint Capella and all that stuff. So obviously they need somebody to keep that same energy, which I don't know if Clingan is as fast as Capella, but like, he can do the same, the block and rebound.
Yeah.
Rim run is just, you got to build up his speed. But even for Zach Edey, like, he could probably do the same for somebody else, but it's not looking too hot.
Yeah, dude. And I'm shocked with you too. Like, he's a guy that had all this hype, and rightfully so. I think he deserved all the attention he got because he was phenomenal in college. You do expect him to see at least in the top three. Every draft board I've looked at doesn't have him in the top three.
He's barely in the first round, to be honest. I'm pretty sure I saw him like top 5 in the second round or something.
We're missing something. There's got to be something.
No, he's missing something. Maybe it's a character. Maybe it's
that's what I'm saying.
Because you remember he did get mad that he couldn't make money off of NIL because he's Canadian or whatever.
He's Canadian, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe there's no personality at all. Like, dang, maybe he is a shitty person. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want to speculate, but yeah, maybe. Any other draft news for us? You got your ear to the gram.
All I know is it's been changing around. Somehow, Jalen Williams from the Thunder, his brother, is still up there within the top 10. Trying to see if there were any surprises. Let me look. So Clingan was a surprise to me. I'm looking at, I think it was, my Wizards. I don't know what's going on, but I don't know. They have another top 5 pick, and they're looking at Olivier Sarr's brother or something like that. That's supposed to be the better ones. But at the same time, I don't know. Let's see. Draft rankings. So they got, Reed Shepherd is still climbing up the board somehow. Dalton Connect, he's looking like fairly promising for the Blazers. They also said that the Wizards might get Rob Dillingham, so I don't know. But yeah. It's gonna be an ugly draft regardless. Like, I don't even want to watch it, but like it's gonna be ugly.
It reminds me of the NFL draft this year. I just there's one or two pieces like, hell yeah, take it, like they deserve it, or they deserve to get a chance taken on them to go high. Everyone else, it's like, I don't know, man. Like any other draft, they might not get drafted. Yeah. They, much less the first round. Like, come on.
What? Oh, well.
Yeah. Well, let's go with WNBA here. I've got a hot take. I wish Fitz was on here to kind of, I could really just grind on his gears here. But Caitlin Clark, Fever, Angel Reese, Sky, they're playing Sunday at 4:00. Last game, I feel like everybody was tuning into it. The Fever seemed to they listened to Pub Sports Talk. The coach said, hey, I suck at coaching basketball. These guys are right. I need to read a book, figure this shit out. And they figured it out. I think they're 6 out of 8 right now.
They've been looking good. Aaliyah Boston finally turned up because at the beginning of the season, she was dragging ass. I don't know what happened in practice between then and now, but it's working. Kelsey Mitchell has been on fire too.
Yeah.
I feel like it's one of those things where like Caitlin Clark has learned to play a role, maybe. Like maybe she's learned. I can't even put it on her, to be honest. It's just like there's being better decisions made, passing the basketball and all that stuff. They're scoring better, and they're scoring better because they're going inside out. So go to Aaliyah Boston, you pass to Caitlin Clark, who she get closed out on. You pass to Kelsey Mitchell, she's been on fire. And then there's somebody else, I forgot. Some bigger woman. But I think I watched that Sky game, and I thought it was going to be closer than what it was, but like it was initially, and then the fever kind of turned up a little bit. So
yeah, and people look at. I think Boston and Clark's connection has been huge. I think you see them kind of get on the same page, and I think that helps the whole team kind of come in and run. Angel Reese with the flagrant one, automatic. You hit him in the head.
I saw it, and I was like, Angel can't jump that high, but she was definitely going for the ball.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I'm not saying, like, yeah, she's going for the ball. You hit in the head, though. That's automatic flagrant one. Like, everyone knows the rules. Like, it is what it is. You hate the rule, get it changed in the offseason. I get it. Same thing with the NBA. They do it there, too. I don't like her complaining about the refs. Like, we talked about this. You played the villain role.
Mm-hmm.
You go all the way in. You don't like halfway in, halfway out. Like, I love a good villain. I love a good bad guy. I got Christian Laettner's jersey behind me.
I saw it peeking out in the corner.
Yeah, I love villains. Lean into that. Don't like, hey, hide behind the refs. Like, no. Go all in on this shit. Like, I don't know. It's bad.
I don't know.
But it's tuning in. People are tuning in the WNBA.
Yeah, I think it's interesting too. Camila Cardoso, like her and Angel, like they were already cool beforehand.
Yeah. And
they show it on the court.
Yeah.
But it's interesting, like Angel's been doing pretty well. And apparently Camila had like a re-aggravated shoulder injury. And like, it's weird because, normally you would, I guess with the patriarchy and kind of biased thinking, you would think like if you're really good in women's college hoops, it's like a fairly easy transition into pro hoops. And I'm looking at Camila Cardoso, and even with like post players and stuff, she doesn't look like the same player. Like she still looks like an enforcer, but she looks a lot slower, and like people are actually getting rebounds over her.
Yeah.
And you remember like seeing the South Carolina games, like that's how they won. Like couldn't nobody get a rebound over her because like she stays in the weight room, but like in the pros is women that stay in the weight room longer. So that's been interesting to see, just like how their game has been translating up to now. Like even with Aaliyah Boston, it's crazy seeing her grow because it seems like she left kind of young, and she was like still young in the league, but it's cool to see her grow and stuff like that.
It is. This is going to make my hot take even that much more. I feel like Jon Snow, and he's got the army running at him. He's just a one-man army. I'm going to be honest. The WNBA, this draft class, not as good as we hyped up.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't deserve the hype. Like, yes, they're big names, and yes, they brought media attention, which is great. They were great for the college game. But there is a level change from college to pros for everybody, especially WNBA. And I feel like, I don't know, like Angel Reese is leading the charge for Rookie of the Year odds, but she's getting so many rebounds because she's missing so many of her own layups. Like, if I want to watch blown layups.
Westbrook did.
Exactly. If I want to watch 38% from the field, I'll go to the YMCA. I'll go watch 70-year-old Bill shoot the ball. Like, it's not fun to watch right now. Now, I love the drama. I'm all for it. But it's not good basketball.
Yeah. And I actually don't know how long the season lasts, but I know it doesn't last that long, but I'm pretty sure like we're in the middle of it or whatever. So it'll be interesting to see like how they switch up. Like I forgot, I feel bad. Like I didn't know how many games they have. Let me see. So, oh shoot, it goes. All right, never mind. We're good. Sorry, we'll say it's early. in the season because they still have a couple more games to go. But yeah, bro, like we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm with you. Sorry, I just thought Eastman was going to give me a good update. The other side, Cameron Brink. She, once again, a lot of hype, second overall pick.
Steph Curry's my sister and all that stuff.
Yeah, production hasn't quite been there. But the video of her getting selected for the Olympic team 3-on-3, she gets real emotional. She's like fully invested, which is awesome. It's great. Unfortunately, that's gotten torn away from her. She has a torn ACL. Happened late last week. I hate it for her, but then that opens up a spot for Caitlin Clark, who got snubbed. Now, obviously, Cameron's taken a more of a post player with Caitlin Clark being more on the wing, but they get a chance to like bring more seats here to the Olympics because there's a lot of Caitlin Clark fans. There was someone else that went down for the WNBA for the Olympic squad.
I will say I watched the game where she got hurt, and the way she went down, like somebody stepped on her ankle. So I just thought she sprained her ankle, but like she got up limping bad. And I was like, all right, well, she'll be back in a couple of weeks. And they were like, no, torn ACL. I'm like, damn, bro, maybe. I don't know shit.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's one of those things that like an ACL is, we see it all the time in the NFL. It's weird. It's non-contact typically. It's just like things don't move quite right. When I tore mine, like my cleat got stuck in the ground. I started turning right. It moved to the left. And I mean, that's all it takes. And unfortunately, it's not one of those like, oh, you can see it snap. It's just weird things like that.
Bro, all I did was a drop step on mine. Like we were in practice. I was running fine. And we were doing drop step drills. So you get on the block, spin the same foot. And it just felt like my knee slid.
Yeah.
Like, bro. But also I don't know if it probably does make a difference. I was bigger then. Like I was 50 pounds heavier in high school than I am now, which is crazy because people usually go the opposite. But yeah, Cameron, I felt bad, and then I was like, oh, I wonder how they're gonna spin this, and that's why I brought that up. I was like, well, this is a spot, but now I'm wondering if the spot was strategic. Like, oh yeah, we need post players because when they get out the country, you know, these women are big. Even though Cameron Brink hasn't necessarily been offensively productive, she's still been doing numbers on like rebounds and stuff. So like they could still use it right there. And with the NBA how it is now, the WNBA how it is now, like we know a lot of the old heads in the WNBA are guards. So like to me, it's still gonna be a tough call.
It is. And the name I was thinking of, Rain Howard, who was 2022 Rookie of the Year for the WNBA. She injured her ankle. She's probably going to be out for the Olympics. That does leave a guard spot for Caitlin Clark to come in.
Oh, so it's two players.
So it's two players now.
Yeah, what if it's Angel Reese and Caitlin? That'd be crazy.
That would be crazy. You guys can watch some beef, man. Go win Olympic gold. All right. Let's go ahead. Let's jump in NHL here. It looked like it was going to be a sweep for the Panthers. They're up 3-0. Oilers have won back-to-back games. It's now 3-2. They play Friday night, so tomorrow night. I'm excited for the series. I hope the Oilers can win. We force the Game 7, and you get the series, the finals match that we deserve for winter sports here. Obviously, Celtics took care of business in 5. I feel like this one, you got a chance. And we were split. We were doing our picks. Tim and yourself pick Florida. Me and Fitz pick Edmonton. And Tim said a sweep. I said 6. Fitz said 7. You said 5.
Damn.
But man, I know you're going for the Panthers. You want them to close it out. I want good TV. I want to win pick'ems all outright here. I want Game 7 at least. I don't care about Edmonton winning. I want Game 7 at least, though.
You think the Panthers are running out of gas? Because it's like they've been beating teams where people didn't think they would win. So eventually, I feel like it's just like one of the, like with the Mavericks, like you've been beating these teams and like you've been skating by. Now, like you in the big leagues, and it's looking like you don't have the capacity to do what it takes to win and all that, all that stuff. Because that's what it's been seeming like to me. Because how in the world does this happen? Like, you start off hot, and it's like you gave it all gas, and now you riding the needle on E. Like, what's going on, bro?
I think you're right. Like, if you look at the Panthers playoff like journey, I'll say they they beat the Rangers, which the Rangers are a great team, but they were running on E because they battle with Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Now obviously it goes to 7 games, which so you think Florida's pretty tired, but they come out, they win 3 straight against the Oilers. They go to 7 games against the Bruins. 6 games against the Bruins. And like, I think that just the toll of the playoffs have kind of caught up to them a little bit. And it's like, it's tough, man. It's tough. And then Edmonton, who they beat Dallas and the Canucks and the Kings. I'll take that road over the Panthers road any day of the week.
Yeah, like
for physicality sakes.
They kind of struggle too a little bit, but they still manage. Yeah. So it's like, we beat these teams. I'm trying to think. You said it was Vegas Golden Knights was 1, right?
For who?
For the Oilers?
No, for the Oilers it was the Canucks.
The Canucks.
Kings, Canucks, and Stars.
Kings, Canucks.
So a lot of finesse teams.
Yeah. So what the heck? Yeah.
But then you look at Florida, that's all physicality. That's Rangers, that's Boston, that's Tampa. Like those guys love to hit.
Heavy hitters.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I kind of feel bad for them, but then I kind of don't. Because it's like, you should have known, bro. Like, get the bench ready. Do they call it a bench in hockey?
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, get the bench ready, Start a fight or something.
Yeah, I feel like you need to. You're going into Edmonton Friday for Game 6. The place is going to be loud. People are going to be flashing tits left and right. Like, this is tough, man. Like, Edmonton's not
because LA the LA and the whole Drake thing going on there. I guess they feel like they might have to put on for Drake in Canada as a whole.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, they're gonna have to put Canada on the back.
Maybe Drake doesn't have anything to do with Edmonton. He's a Maple Leafs fan, and maybe there's a little beef there, but still, like, for Canada, that type shit.
I really do think Canada is all in on the Oilers. Like, even if you're a Maple Leafs fan, I feel like you're all in because you haven't won your sport
right
in decades. Like, this is your chance to make right. Like, that's like Toronto winning the World Series forever, or like Toronto, we put a team in Mexico and they win.
Toronto winning the freaking NBA championship, like
yeah,
not winning a hockey championship in decades is kind of crazy. And you have it's Edmonton, Toronto, and the Canucks, right? And the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
Yes,
that's 4 Canadian teams, right? That's all they have. Was it one more?
Vancouver. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you hit them all.
Was Manitoba one? I could have sworn Manitoba had one. Anyway, or maybe it was like a throwback or something. But yeah, bro, like to have 4 Canadian teams and not one of you could bring a chip home within the past few decades to win, like youth hockey has become like a money-making machine in the States. And people have been running these parents' pockets for hockey, knowing it's hot as hell here. And, you're supposed to be breeding your kids to play hockey and stuff. But
exactly. And Mariola, they have until 2029 to secure a team, which their goal is to get Arizona. And they moved to Utah, but they're going to move. There's a lot of changing parts there to give them 7 teams. So we're missing a few, but anyways, I'm for it. I'm here for it. Just to repeat, you picked you picked Florida. Tim picked Florida. Tim had 4 games, so he's lost a point there. You had 5, you lost that point there. Fitz had Edmonton in 7. I had Edmonton in 6, so I've lost that point. Fitz had 42 goals. I had 31 goals. Keith, you had 22. Tim had 25. So Fitz is the only one alive for points here with 42. Or I guess technically, if we just have a 1-0-1-0, I could take the lead there. But yeah, Tim has 9 points, Fitz has 8, you have 7, and I have 7. So we're on the outside.
Crazy, like they scored more goals as they got to the middle of the series. Like, what sense does that make? Usually, you're supposed to start the opposite.
I think they're tired, man.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's kind of what the telltale sign was. Like, there was one game, like, didn't the first game Edmonton won? Wasn't it like 8-1 or something crazy like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw that and I was like, whoa, that is a high to ride on. 8 goals in a hockey game, bro. I'd have to kill you. 8 goals. You scored 8 goals. And so, yeah, them boys are beat.
Yeah, I think we're seeing fatigue catch up real quick. Yeah, 8-1, 5-3 last game.
Come on, man.
And you start the series at 3-0.
Goals in a hockey game. Like, you go to a hockey. I went to one hockey match, and we were turned up off of 2. These people, right? 9. Come on now.
I think fatigue plays a factor, and you figure out defensive, and you figure out line changes and shift changes. I think you see more goals develop as later series goes. And I think we're seeing it. And I think Edmonton benefits a lot more because they have a lot more goal scorers in Florida. But they've had a long rest here. They've had 3 days to rest. Maybe Florida closes out, but it's in Edmonton. It's gonna be tight.
You're right, man. It's gonna be cold, boy.
It is. All right. A little footy action here. Euros 2024. Me and Devontae were talking about this earlier, betting and stuff. On DraftKings, at least, you can have a no bet if it's a tie. Make sure you click that because in Euros, you can get, besides knockout stage, but this group stage, you can have ties and it really fucks up your parlay or fucks up your day if you don't hit that no bet tie game. But Germany, besides the United States, I'm a Germany fan. They've been cleaning house in Group A. Group B, Spain beats Italy, which moves into the knockout stage. Denmark and England tie 1-1. England was supposed to wipe the floor of Denmark. That group was up for
that
grabs.
Pissed me off. I had a parlay with them. It was just somebody was a shot on goal, and England was supposed to win. And sure enough, somebody else scores, and I lose my parlay because they end the game in a draw, and they didn't score in extra time. And then the same thing for, I know in the Spain-Italy game, you said was it Italy that won or Spain that won?
Spain won,
and they said it was an own goal. So
it was, which that's tough for Italy.
Yeah, somebody can't go home off of that one.
Exactly.
So I actually watched most of it. I said I was doing something, like I worked from home today, and I turned it on as background noise. I'm looking. And I can't look too much because it's like, especially, you bet on it. And so I was looking at the Slovenia and Serbia game, and I'm like, these boys didn't talk me out of my money. And then Serbia, I saw when Serbia finally scored in like the extra time and stuff. I mean, it is kind of exciting, but like, man, these goals, bro, these last minute goals off of stupid stuff. Man, It'll eat you alive. That's what I'm saying. Like, just do the no bet tie. I can't just be a fan of this because, like, now I see why soccer fans are like the most hateful fans you can have in general, and I see why, because it's like this sport is stressful, especially like even if you're not betting on it. If you've invested in it, like you went to pay money to see these people, you bought these people's jerseys. And they're up there embarrassing you while you're singing a fight song, word for word, bar for bar, and they still embarrass you. Man, right. Again, I'd have to kill you.
And unfortunately, that's what happens. I don't know if anybody's seen Two Tales of the Escobar. Third for third, that's pretty good. Group D, France and Netherlands, they're going to face off, I think, tomorrow. Both 1-0. Mbappe can't wear his face mask for Euros, which he's got a big broken nose or an orbital bone.
Oh, that's a setup, man. They're trying to set the boy up.
Yeah, and then France is also dealing with another key injury, so might be leaning toward Netherlands there. Group E, you got Belgium, Slovakia, Romania. Romania and Slovakia are leading up for a good finish there to get a knockout stage. And you got Turkey, Portugal, and the Czech Republic. Turkey and Portugal, I feel like Portugal should win, right? It's the all. How do I want to say this? Portugal has arguably one of the best players in the game, Ronaldo. And like, I feel like if Portugal doesn't move on here, there's a problem here. But
bro, he's still around.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
He really is a superhero.
He is. Euros, if you're not a big soccer fan like me, and Devontae, I don't want to put anything on you. I don't think you're a huge soccer guy either. But like Euros, this. World Cup, this is where you watch it. This is the fun stuff.
Yeah. I'm noticing that now. Like all the separate teams, I'm not trying to see that. Because like these separate teams are terrible.
They're bad. There's some bad teams.
Watched it. I'm like, bro, why are they doing this? And it's weird to think like some of these people on these terrible teams make these national teams to like go crazy on. And it's always interesting to see.
It is 100%. On the other side, we have CONFA US, CONFA Americas going on, which has been great. It's for America, Central America, and South America. Argentina, you got Messi still kicking around. He's great. They're playing Canada right now. They're up 1-0. In Group B, you got Mexico, Ecuador, Venezuela, Jamaica. Group C, you got United States, Uruguay, Panama, Bolivia. And Group D, Brazil, Colombia, Paraguay, Costa Rica. These are great games as well, and it's really cool to watch because you got Euros in the morning and afternoon, CONFA in the evening. Like you've got soccer all day that you can bet on, you can watch, you can put in the background noise, whatever it might be. And it's really great games. Now, yeah, you're going to have United States versus Panama, which we should, 20-0, we should, it shouldn't be close, right? But us against Uruguay, that's going to be a little bit closer. Or you got Mexico versus Venezuela. That's going to be good. Argentina versus Chile. That might be good. Like there's some good games here. And it kicked off today, which I'm excited for.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I don't think I've been watching these. I've been watching the EuroLeague a lot more.
Yeah.
But I remember last year, the U.S. kind of got the ass whooped, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we dropped the ball bad, and we were supposed to run through it.
Yeah, and I'm like, this is. I mean, I wasn't invested in the sport, but damn, kind of makes me lose hope. Like, what happened to our athletes, bro? Like, but then I had to think about it. Like, maybe we weren't supposed to play soccer at all, and we just been lucky for the past few years. Like Tim Howard's doing car commercials. He's not walking through that gate no more. So
he's not. No, but I do think there is hope. We talked about this last year with Matt Whitehorn, who was our footy expert from England. The United States has a lot of young talent. And last year and last World Cup, we saw like a lot of the youth. This World Cup, I think if we don't advance to semifinals, quarterfinals, there's an issue there that we really messed up. Same thing with this year's at CONFA. If we don't at least make the finals, there's an issue. Like we're not as good as what we should be. Now, obviously, you're going against Argentina, Mexico, Brazil. It's going to be tough, but Brazil's down this year. Mexico's a little bit down. We had Mexico's number for the past 4 years here. Argentina, they're coming off the World Cup championship a few years ago. This just seems like this year, the Olympics, the World Cup, this all seems like leading up to, hey, United States has a real chance here. And if we can't get done this go around, I don't see us ever getting it done.
That was because last year, that was the year we kind of dropped the ball in basketball too, wasn't it?
It was, yep.
Yeah, bro. It was just a tough year, man. Sports was just bad. Like COVID really did a number on us. Like everybody else was training during COVID. We was chilling. Exactly.
100%. One more thing. We got College World Series. This has been also amazing to bet on. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Tennessee Volunteers, I've kind of adopted them as my college baseball team. They're the number one team in the country. And going in the SEC tournament, they're a little shaky. Pitching was kind of bad. They've turned it on from the SEC tournament to regionals, super regionals, now to the College World Series. Tennessee has been lights out. They had to skate by Florida State, which Florida State's a great team.
Mm-hmm.
But that was game one. I think nerves got to them. After that, they took care of business. Texas A&M has been great to watch. They've been phenomenal. I know they're in the NC State side of the bracket there, which I know being a North Carolina guy, you being a state alum,
It was rough.
It was rough.
Like I guess it's kind of good to see. The Florida game was it? No, it was Kentucky, and then Florida. Because like you would think like Kentucky, like they were on the. To me, that I thought they were on the lower end of the SEC. No, then we went to Florida. I'm like, bro, I don't know, but they did better against them, and then they didn't. So like then they got eliminated, and now I see like Florida's kind of they were doing what last time I checked they were doing pretty well. So,
dude,
one
Florida.
thing I did notice with Texas A&M, every time they brought up a player, it's like Texas homegrown stuff. So I was like, yeah, bro, like they might go far with that.
And I think that's been the key thing. Like you look at Tennessee, you look at A&M, both of them have gone. They've got the players who've been there for 4+ years. Mm-hmm. Minus like, yeah, you have one transfer here, one transfer there, but majority of that team has been built around, at least they've all stayed together for 4+ years. Mm-hmm. Shout out to our boy Kirby Cornell, who's pub alum, which we're going to try to get him back on. But like Florida and I think NC State, and there was another team, Florida State.
Everybody, it's not that many. Like at least at State, there was maybe 1 or 2 people from Raleigh or something. I don't know, but like they pulled from everywhere. So I don't know what happened with that because they used to have a bunch of guys from North Carolina.
And they have a lot of transfers coming in, which I know baseball is one of those sports that you don't necessarily need the team chemistry as much as you might need on the football field or on the ice in hockey or soccer, whatever it might be. But you do still need some of that camaraderie. You still need some of that locker room vibes and dugout vibes. And I feel like these two teams show it that you can build for 3-4 years really great programs, especially you're able to get local homegrown talent that are fans. They've grown up fans of your program. It can really make it special. Tennessee, our favorites to win at -154. It's best out of 3 here. They start off Saturday. I'm pumped for it. I'm betting on Tennessee to win it all. I laid that bet a month ago at plus. I think they were plus like 350, so it wasn't a huge odds. I think this is Tennessee's year. They get it done. It's the first time since 1954, 64.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's gonna be good.
Who won it last year?
With that 2023 College World Series. I should know it. I feel like I watched it and I betted on it. I've lost money on it.
Oh, LSU routed Florida.
Oh, that's right. LSU.
Dang, 18-4. 18-4.
LSU.
Florida.
They had all that talent. They had like first round, second round draft picks. Damn, I can't believe I forgot that. Yeah.
But Florida had beat them 24-4 the game before.
Yeah.
Damn.
Big bats. Yeah. So it's gonna be good.
It's crazy. I gotta make my way to a college baseball game. What? These people are hitting, bro.
Next season, we're gonna tailgate an NC State one. We'll go do it.
Hopefully they keep the App State NC State baseball game or something since they took away the football game.
I know, right? We need it. The world needs it. All right. We're in question time. You got one, or sorry, Pub Parlay.
Pub Parlay.
Let's make some money here.
Did we do well on the last one we did?
I think we were 2 for 3.
Damn. Gotta get that third.
I know. Fitz isn't here. He's our bad luck charm. He doesn't believe in betting. This is where we make our money. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Whatever day you want, let's get it done.
All right. Today is Thursday, June
20th. We can do Friday, we can do Saturday, we can do Sunday.
I'll go to Saturday. That's usually what we do on Thursdays.
I like it.
Give me the Mariners over the Marlins.
Mariners over Marlins.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Guardians been whooping their ass. Maybe they get some get back from somewhere else.
Who's your favorite Mariners player?
Of all time, it's Ken Griffey, of course.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. Recently, who was I watching before? Because I really didn't get into him until like 7 years ago.
Okay.
And God, who was it? Well, he ended up leaving that year. He was like the only good player. Probably J.P. Crawford.
Oh, that's a good one too. Yeah.
Crawford,
Okay.
He's everybody else seems like nice. J.P. Crawford seems like the only one with some fire up on him.
He got a little dog in him.
I'll take it.
I like that. I'm gonna take Tennessee Volunteers Saturday. Win game 1 against A&M.
I like it.
Yeah.
I feel like
so we
we're
got
getting paid that day.
Yeah, Mariners, Tennessee, money lines. We'll get paid. Let's go get it. I don't think it'll be great odds, but money's money, baby.
Money is money.
Money's money. All right, random question. You got one?
Um,
I got one if we need one.
No, I think I had one last time, didn't I? Or was that you?
I can't remember. We took that week off for vacation.
Oh yeah. No, I don't have one.
All right. If you get any, I'll tell you what, you can be any Pokemon you want. What Pokemon are you?
Oh, good one. If I could be any Pokemon, and this is gonna be up to like whatever set of Pokemon I can think about.
Yeah.
What's the little? Is a little round seal? Is Spheal, like Spheal? Spheal.
That's Spheal.
The little, it's a ice type Pokemon. It's a little one. It's like a little cute seal, but it looks like a Squishmallow. That'd be a Spheal.
Spheal. Okay.
It's a little ice
I
type.
dig it. I'm trying to look. I like it. RIP to Devin. He's not really dead, but Gengar was always his. I always liked Gengar. That was a good one. It was Ghost Pokemon. I'm gonna go with Machamp. He wore the World Heavyweight Championship belt, and he had the forearms.
Right?
Yeah.
Choke.
He can do a lot of damage with forearms.
Chop, Choke, and Champ. Choke was the big, strong bodybuilder one. Yeah.
And Chop was the little one. Yeah.
The little weird looking Joker.
He was weird looking, like a Squirtle without a shell. Yeah.
It didn't make sense until like he evolved. And I remember on like the actual video games and stuff, like Machoke used to whoop ass. Like he was hard.
Dude. I love that. Was like one of the first ones I tried to go after. Yeah. Good episode, man. And we broke down a lot of information, which was good. We took that week off. I think we need to catch up there, which is good. We'll catch you guys next week. 2:05.
All right, pub out.
First time on air. Anything to say to Lawan here to get him back?
Look, bro, there are stories I could tell people about Lawan, but we'll keep those right here. I'm gonna let him live.
That's not even close.
Man, I'm a dumbass.
I'm clipping that.
Georgia's second.
Hey, Georgia also had Herschel